Alright, so this is the 2017 Colony Sweet Tooth. I've run it for a little over a year, and I thought it would be time to do a review on this. So I'd have to say this is one of the most favorite frames I've ever had on my bike. I'll tell you guys why I picked this, what I like about it, and what I didn't like about it. Still actually a really good frame. Didn't need replacing at all, but let's get started. So I've been riding BMX for about 14 years now, so I kind of know what kind of geometries I like and don't like on a frame. I had a list of specs in which a frame had to pretty much fit in. This one, when they extended the seat tube height, matched those specific geometry requirements. I chose this specific frame because I really like the color. That being said, that is also the thing I least like about it. If you might see, there's a large amount of damage to the frame. Paint chips really easy. This one, for example, that spot came when I pulled off a sticker. The paint's really thin. It's really touchy when you hit it, especially when you travel. I pulled my bike out of the bike bag and it looked like this. It only has one small dent. I wouldn't say I'm rough on my bike, but I'm not easy on it either. So it having just one dent tells me it's a pretty solid frame. I like the design features. I like how they kept the wishbone looking really basic. No fancy bridges here. It just looks clean. It has some curve to it, so it looks nice. They've added in a small gusset on the bottom for some extra strength. The thing I like most about this frame, and what was really different to my old ones, is the 75.2 head tube angle. My previous frame before this one had a 75 head tube angle, and you might think 0.2 doesn't really make that much of a difference, but it really does. The frame felt really responsive, a lot more than just a 75 head tube angle, which I really liked, by the way. However, sometimes you see frames having head tube angles of like 75.5 or 75.6. I wouldn't go so far because it kind of feels as if you're leaning over the bars a lot. So 75.2 head tube angle is what I really like. Standover height, especially when you get progressive park frames, the standover height is a lot lower. I wanted this a bit higher, but not too high, so my seat would comfortably be somewhere around my knees if I would want to bar spin. Some low frames, you'll have your seat mid shins, which is too low for me. Obviously you can raise your seat, but you'd have a very tall seat post, and aesthetically that doesn't look too good. So this was the perfect standover height in my opinion. The bottom bracket has a nice design to it. It's not just a straight tube, which gives it just a little extra flavor, which I like. The bottom bracket height is at 11.5. The bike does tend to be a lot more stable with a lower bottom bracket. I think a higher center of gravity when you have a higher bottom bracket makes your bike a little bit twitchier. So this was, for me, perfect. The brake mounts is something that gets over-designed too much. There's a bunch of different systems out there. These are really basic. You just screw them in, make sure you tighten them, and they're perfect. What I really liked about this frame was the integrated chain tensioners. I don't think I will ever buy another frame that does not have integrated chain tensioners. It made it really easy to adjust my wheel. If I had to do maintenance to it, or travel and take out my wheel, or anything else, putting my wheel back where it was really easy with these integrated chain tensioners. The back end is 13.25. I didn't run my chain slammed on this one, so it was a little bit back. Some progressive park frames will have really short ends, street frames as well. I believe I would lose some level of control if the back end was a lot shorter. 13.25 is just about as short as I would go. To conclude this review, I really like this frame. In fact, I bought another one of these to build up for my new bike, so I'll be running another Colony Sweet Tooth for at least a year. If you're in the market looking for a frame, you can't really decide what you want, and the Sweet Tooth is one of your options. I would definitely go for the Sweet Tooth. That being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys with the next review.